the umbrella. He saw that. He was like, I want to get up under there with you.
I think Fonz was his little girlfriend at one time, because you have to see how they was conducting themselves. I don't want to say that about Bentley, because Bentley got kids and shit, and I got respect for that.
I was just sitting here thinking, like, that FonzWorth Bentley real. Cause y'all notice that ain't said a thing. All this going on. He just sitting back and letting it all unfold. You smart, my boy. You're smart.
So he didn't reply. And, after that working for him, Puff, you think he'd have mastered everything.
Although the world knows FonzWorth Bentley as Diddy's former personal assistant who would walk around holding umbrellas, FonzWorth has dirt on his hands too that could turn his world upside down if he's exposed, according to former Bad Boy associate.
He don't want to say anything against Puff anyway because Puff got shit on him. And I ain't talking about no true shit, none of that shit. The nigga was stealing, bro. Yo, bro. The niggas I don't want to put that on sticky fingers. That nigga right there, bro, don't lay nothing down around him.
No one could have predicted that Diddy would have more than one lover. All the rumors have now come to light. They were previously only murmurs. FonzWorth Bentley, who is now facing accusations of having an intimate connection with Diddy, is the most recent person to get swept up in this relentless whirlwind of scandal. The situation becomes even more bizarre when one considers that FonzWorth was not only a random person in Diddy's life, but rather Diddy's longtime stylist, personal assistant, and confidant. Rumor has it that their connection was deeper than anybody could have anticipated.
Almost like an inside joke. Every time I see him, it got to the point where I wouldn't have to say nothing. Say, you're at the party, you looking around, then you see this dude again. That's like, I'm like,
how you doing? What's up?
No, I'm just pointing like,
yeah.
That ain't it.
Ooh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I never forget, I was at is it Blue Ribbon or Blue? Yeah, it was a Blue Ribbon downtown. I was with a friend, a mutual friend of his, this young lady. And this dude who was a shoe designer, and he walks in. And this particular day, I have to admit, like, I was dressed like the Black Duke of Windsor. Like I was Merc, M-U-R-K, Merking, right? Like full out, the watch vibe, And so he walked in. He walked straight to my table. I stood up, and it was like a little stare down match on some
wow.
And I won. And then he just pointed the old girl like, "Yo, get this dude." It was the 2 ways. Then remember the 2 ways? Anybody with me? 2 ways.
Yeah, I had a 2-way.
Stay with me. He's like, yo, you get us do my 2-way number. Well, I didn't call him the next day because I'm busy.
Bentley originally entered Diddy's world as his valet, and FonzWorth and Diddy have a long history together. While working as Diddy's stylist for many years, FonzWorth has made nebulous, but revealing remarks about the experience, going so far as to label the music tycoon a monster on occasion.
I would love to hear from FonzWorth Bentley in the middle of all this Diddy. I can only imagine what he saw and experienced himself working so closely with Diddy. If you don't remember FonzWorth or don't know who he was Diddy's former stylist and became known for carrying around an umbrella wherever Diddy went. Allegedly, Diddy hired FonzWorth to clean up his image right before he was in a lot of PR mess, especially around the time where he was dating J-Lo. So getting a stylist, changing his look was part of his rebrand. But FonzWorth definitely got out of Diddy's shadow. He became his own person. He made carrying umbrellas iconic and cool somehow. He even dabbled in the music game himself and even has some songwriting credits. But then he just completely disappeared, and it's been alleged that it's of course connected to Diddy. Diddy allegedly treated this man like a slave, pretty much dehumanized him in any way that you can think possible, and he just wanted to get away from it all. Since leaving Hollywood behind, he did get married in 2010. He's also a father of 2 kids.
But now the speculations are reaching a fever pitch as Freddie P., a former member of Diddy's hip-hop group DAH Band, decided to come out with some bombshell accusations. Freddie P. made the bold allegation that Diddy is homosexual in an interview with The Art of Dialogue, implying that almost all of Diddy's close associates are LGBTQ people. He stated that being around Diddy means either you're with it or it doesn't bother you, hinting to a complicated dynamic around Diddy's universe. Freddie P went as far as to say that Bentley may have been Diddy's little lover or girlfriend at one point, adding fuel to the already scorching allegations.
Oh, but yeah, with Puffy, of course, I think he gay. I think everybody around him gay, and I think you don't get to stay up around him unless you've proven that either you're with the or the don't bother you. There's not a man that I could see Diddy hanging around that I don't think he ever at least tried. He's not being your friend. I love you, daddy. He's not like that. He not like that. Puffy don't have a friend. Puffy didn't grow up with nobody. He don't love nobody. You deserve it, daddy. And he knew what he was doing. That's kind of like when you have a sex with somebody or whatever, or kind of like one of the people in that community. They trying to spray you to everybody they could on the low. Like, we know, as a straight man, we know when they're trying to tell us that they're sleeping with somebody. They gonna give you attitude in front of the homeboys, cause they know, I don't give a like, they gonna give you one of them, cause y'all share beds together. They don't care that we know no more. It's choose, they get the same attitudes that women get. So, if you ever been around Puffy to me, and your best friends or brothers are hanging and all this other stuff, and I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. If you are, you are. But yeah, you either took part in some foolery, aided some foolery, enabled bad behavior, or have your own ghosts, have your own skeletons that he allowed to, oh, I'll do this while you do that. We all good. We don't give a It's our world. Let's all go on a plane and do it. You wanna be with fat? Go ahead. You can have fat. Oh, you like the ain't and why it's dirty. Whatever you do, and he found out you do, he can allow you around him. I gotta have something on you. Like, I gotta play with your little hole or something. Puffy, it's an addiction, turning people out. That was his addiction. He didn't. There's plenty of people that he could've. It was his addiction. Y'all don't understand. I look at Bentley and all these and all. Come on, man. Now that we know the monster, man, you carried the man umbrella. He was the man. I watched this man disrespect you every chance he got. Talk to you like his. He talked to Harv like his. He talked to D-Dot like his. He talked to all them like they his. And now that I learned that they really were his, that's why I got so much respect for Gene. Cause a lot of them is scared to do what Gene doing. And people like us don't fear no man. Like, we don't fear all that fake image you got, because I know it's a like Gene that's making him look like he look. And then I'll see a status and I don't fear. I don't care. Like, I come from that. What the people that protect him, I'm used to that. I smoke with that. I chill with that. I hang with that. We get along. It's him who not used to us. Puffy not gonna really have you around if you not, unless you family. He not gonna have you around if you not with the I think FonzWorth was his little girlfriend at one time, because you have to see how they was conducting themselves. I don't want to say that about Bentley, because Bentley got kids and and I got respect for that. Like, he was one of the few I fuck with. But the way they used to carry themselves back then, and plus he had put something on his Instagram. He put something on his Instagram like 4 or 5 months ago, and he was like, "Don't let me tell my story," or some like that. I heard they fell out because of he was stealing or something like that. Whatever, but you hang around and who don't want to pay you, giving millions of dollars away every night, acting like he can't pay you on time, want to fill your butt, all this weird you gonna steal from him too. And you might not even be a thief. You just see I used to have a cousin. I got a cousin, you know, getting all these pounds. Every day buying this girl 100 shoes. My brother doing all the work. My brother, my dead brother, he busting a pack. He getting it out the mill. He count. He know what my cousin got from my cousin know what he got. It's going around living like a boss. My brother working on everything. I go over there. My brother like, you got some shoes at your crib? I'm like, I'm looking at the floor. I'm like, see a million pair of shoes. You feel me? Like, you better take from that with you. If he ain't looking out for you, and they gonna take from you. And that's what type of he is. So I don't look at FonzWorth like no thief. He'll Diddy tight. He'll make you steal it from him. I got a cousin just like that, sucker.
As if the tale wasn't already nasty enough, Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, decided to chime in, adding even more to the conjecture. According to Gene, FonzWorth wasn't simply dismissed by Diddy, it was something more. Gene's discussions have left some wondering, was FonzWorth's unexpected resignation from Diddy's circle more personal than we've been led to believe? Did their reported romance hit the rocks, forcing Bentley to be forced out?
You got a lot of people, man, that's wondering why FonzWorth Bentley, you know, why he hasn't came out and defended Diddy. You know, they was real cool at one point, you know, so.
Well, I was there when FonzWorth Bentley got his actual name. How they came up with the name and everything. We were sitting in front of the apartment building on 74th and Park Avenue. It was me, him, Tony De Niro. Puff was upstairs. They was trying to figure out, he had became Puff, one of Puff's personal assistants. You understand? To make sure all Puff is there when we get ready to go. Everything that was supposed to be in order. That was FonzWorth Bentley's job. When Puff has to go to restaurants or places like that, you know, he made sure everything was straight with that. You know what I'm saying? And he had another assistant too. But FonzWorth Bentley was his personal assistant, put out his clothes, told him what he should wear, all that, like a stylist and personal assistant all together. You know? So we was in front of the house and this dude, Tony De Niro, he played guitar in that Bad Boy for Life. The black dude, not the white guy, the black dude who played the guitar, that's Tony De Niro. I think he might be from California or something. So Tony De Niro was like, yo, we gotta think of a name for you, man. And if you're gonna be his personal assistant and slash butler, slash umbrella carrier, whatever you gonna do, you understand? We gotta think of a name for you. We're gonna try to make you like Bentley or either FonzWorth or either Bentley. You gotta be, you know, you gotta have that kind of persona. You gotta dress all the time, be neat and the whole 9 yards. And then the dude, Derek, was playing with him like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know how to do that. I could be over the top. You know, he was acting like that. You know what I'm saying? I could be over the top. So he was saying that. And the dude, Tony De Niro, said, we gotta figure out a name for you, man. It's gotta be on the level of, you know, those characters. He said, you gotta be like FonzWorth, you gotta be like Bentley. He said, we're just gonna call you FonzWorth Bentley. And he said, I like it. And they start calling him that. His name FonzWorth Bentley. I said, these motherfuckers corny. You know, like I was like, yo, don't believe this shit. But he was always right there, but not like at nighttime when we was at doing things, he wasn't around, bro. He was only there when the cameras was there and shit like that. You know, I don't know how much he could do. I don't know if he would say anything because he probably signed the ND, a non-disclosure, and he don't want to say anything against Puff anyway because Puff got on him. And I ain't talking about no none of that. The stealing, bro. Yo, bro. Yo, I don't want to put that on sticky fingers. That right there, bro. Don't lay nothing down around him. You heard me? Don't lay nothing down around dude right there. Dog, Jennifer Lopez had these boots, they cost $5,000. I'm like, what kind of boots cost $5,000? Now you gotta realize, this is like in 2000, early 2000. These boots cost $5,000. And because she was gonna be out of the country or something like that, she didn't have them come to her house down in the village because she would have never got it because they'd be stealing her stuff down there at our apartment. So she had them come to Puff house. She wanted these boots so bad, she was mad. They looked through everything trying to find Jennifer boots. Cause Puff had like Puff, people used to just give him, send him from everywhere. So he had this room, this mail room in his house with numbers just that he never even opened. But I don't know how FonzWorth Bentley found that but we went over there to his house and we found a lot of Jennifer and everybody else that belonged to Puff. I guess Puff had too much stuff in the room and he was just keeping them for it.
And you seen this with your own eyes? That's crazy, man.
My own eyes, bro. We went to his apartment.
You don't even seem like that type of dude, yo, but damn.
Security else, we went over there, man. They had to do bro. And that's why Puff had stopped messing with him. And then he goes get a show. Puff ain't say nothing. He went and got a show of how to be teaching thugs how to be a gentleman. I hope the first thing he taught them is don't steal.
And just when you think it couldn't be any juicier, Jaguar Wright unloaded a bomb too. She bluntly dubbed FonzWorth Diddy's concubine. Jaguar has a reputation for revealing secrets in the business, and her participation in this story could as well be the tip of the iceberg. With all of these individuals weighing in, FonzWorth Bentley has stayed oddly silent, neither addressing the claims or defending himself. But the silence is simply making the issue much more fascinating.
Let me ask you this. What do you think Diddy and FonzWorth Bentley's real relationship was?
Concubine. Master.
Ooh.
Period. Everybody know Bentley. Everybody know. I think the thing that everybody is having a hard time grasping is how that whole thing could have probably went down. But the thing is it was how fast he disappeared.
Yes. Now he lives in Atlanta. He's married. He has 2 sons. He's living his life. I mean, but how many? Listen, y'all. If you've ever lived in Atlanta, you know the majority. The majority of them are and gay men. They just give up their life to be married and gave their life to God, and they're your pastor.
And down low culture is still very, very, very heavy in the Black community in Atlanta. It's funny because Atlanta's like a gay mecca. You would think that there would be no need for down low culture, but down low culture is thriving in Atlanta still.
And it's weird because you can find whatever you want in Atlanta, any kind of relationship, poly, orgies, whatever you're into, you can find somebody there that's into it. It really. You may meet somebody and ladies like, yeah, these are my 2 husbands.
Yeah. And we gonna play Star Wars.
So you think he was Diddy's concubine?
Absolutely. He was too complicit and he was too compliant. And he just disappeared. He disappeared faster than Mace did. When Mace ran from Diddy, you could see the trailer just fire from his footsteps as he ran.
That is
to
true.
The church. But I don't understand why people don't ask why. People, oh yeah, he gone. Oh, okay. Nobody bothered to ask why. Why doesn't anybody ever want to know why? Now all of a sudden, people start opening up their mouth talking, and then everybody, really?
Yeah.
Really? Because I could have swore to God, me and Storm Monroe sat here 3 years ago and told you all this.
Oh, he's a Morehouse graduate. Okay. Interesting.
It's all very interesting. You remember, because Martin Luther King went to Morehouse, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
And, you know, they got a lot of issues on the campus. The straight students are having issues with the LGBTQ plus students. And then they had like a Defiance Day like a few years back. It might have been 5 or 6 years ago, but when all of the male students who were LGBTQ came dressed with their beards and their mustaches in full makeup and heels. And that you don't remember that when that happened at Morehouse?
I don't remember hearing about that. I mean, I always heard that a lot of them were down low anyway. So I'm like, what's the?
Yeah. But it's wild though. It's like, what's the point for being down low in this day and age? Like, if you still on the down low, it's just because you like the thrill of lying and getting away with it. Tell that woman that you like to suck as much as she do.
And y'all can suck it together.
If she's interested.
Oh my God.
Like, there wouldn't be nothing worse than watching a husband and a wife fight over the same. I had it first. No, I had it. I'm sorry. I have a hard time feeling sorry for these who willingly marry these gay men in these down low sham marriages, and then they want to come out crying, I haven't had 6 years.
You know what?
My husband is screwing everybody else's husband. Like, you mean?
Is it true?
I wish I would walk down the aisle to a man who I knew didn't want to have with me and suck better than me. I wish I would.
Wow.
It's the honeymoon and he trying to figure out who gonna rub his feet and play with his booty hole. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
So, what do you think? Could FonzWorth Bentley be hanging on to even more secrets regarding Diddy's world?
CNN entertainment correspondent Elizabeth Wagmeister is here with more on her exclusive reporting. Elizabeth, tell us what you're learning.
We have learned from 2 sources that potential witnesses have been contacted and notified by federal investigators that they may be called to testify.
In a lawsuit filed yesterday, former star Adria English claims she was trapped in a cycle of trafficking she never asked to be a part of because defendant Combs knew he could groom her.
When we drink, I felt, I felt so up because I was paid as a stripper at Lyrical. I know what it takes to be drunk. I felt way more up.
Sean Combs was once on a glide path to becoming a billionaire, but as sexual allegations, which Combs has denied, continue to mount, business partners have fled, and his brands have become increasingly worthless. And the worst news may be yet to come.
50 Cent sells Diddy Doc to Netflix after bidding wars. Hey, I'm gonna put it like this, I'm gonna watch it. I think it's something that we all should watch, And look, it's something that there are reasons why the industry is so quiet right now, too.
Sean was once on a glide route to become a millionaire, but as allegations, which he has denied, continue to pile, business partners have departed and his brands have become more worthless. The worst news may still be to come.
Most recently, he's been sued by an adult film star who was employed to work at his famous Labor Day white parties. Adria English, who filed her suit on July 3rd of this year, claims she was first employed by Combs in 2004 and was groomed into trafficking over time. In her suit, she claims her first year of working at Combs' now infamous party in Miami, there was no sinister intent or requirements for physical sexual contact and seemed like a legitimate employment opportunity. So she came back the following year and the year after. But it would be that third party she worked at that Diddy allegedly demanded she engaged in intercourse with party guests after they learned about her adult entertainment past and forced her into work. English claims her memories of some details are hazy due to her consuming lots of alcohol and drugs, but added in her complaint the encounters she was forced to endure were so excruciating she remembers them because they still haunt her to this day. In May of this year, April Lamprose filed her lawsuit against Combs, accusing him of battery and sexual assault. She says she met Combs in '94 when she was a student at the Fashion Institute of Technology. Lamprose claims Combs promised to mentor her and showered her with gifts. She says she endured 4 terrifying sexual encounters with the producer/rapper up until the 2000s. The first incident allegedly occurred in '95 when Combs took her to a hotel and raped her. Lamprose claims months later Combs sent her gifts and flowers, so she decided to give him a second chance. She says the second incident allegedly occurred in a parking lot where Combs forced and demanded her to perform oral sex on him. Then in '96, Lamprose claims Combs forced her and his former girlfriend, who happens to be the mother of 4 of his children, to take ecstasy and have sex with each other, where Combs allegedly pleasured himself and then Lamprose. Lamprose says the 4th incident occurred at the end of 2000 when Combs was dating Jennifer Lopez. Years later, at an event in 2023, Lamprose claims a man informed the person she was with at the event that he had seen a tape of Lamprose having sex with Combs that was filmed without her consent. 2 days prior to Lamprose's suit being filed, Crystal McKinney also filed a suit against Diddy. She claims she met Diddy at a New York Fashion Week event when she was a 22-year-old model. In the suit, McKinney says Combs told her he would help advance her career. And later that same night, she alleges she met Combs at a studio where he gave her a lace joint, alcohol, then followed her into a bathroom and forced her to perform oral sex on him. After the alleged assault, McKinney believes Combs blackballed her in the modeling industry. She says she's since suffered depression and even attempted suicide. Then there's the Rodney Jones Jr. suit filed in federal court in February of this year that accuses Combs and the people who work with him of being part of an illegal racketeering enterprise. Jones alleges in his complaint Combs reached out to him in 2022 to help him produce songs for his latest album. But Jones claims that the work went far beyond him producing. He claims he was tasked with getting drugs and soliciting workers. Jones alleges Combs would often threaten to inflict bodily harm on him if he didn't comply with his demands, and accuses him of sexual harassment and assault for allegedly grabbing him without his consent and forcing him to work while Combs paraded around. Then there's the suit filed by a woman under the moniker Jane Doe, which was filed in December of 2023. Doe alleges she was gang raped and trafficked by Combs and former Bad Boy Records president Harve Pierre when she was just 17 years old and in the 11th grade. She claims she met Pierre in a Detroit lounge and he told her he was best friends with Combs. Doe says Combs then convinced her to fly on a private jet with Pierre and a third assailant to New York City. She alleges when she was taken to Combs' studio, she was given drugs and alcohol and subsequently gang the studio by Combs, Pierre, and the third assailant. Combs and Pierre have denied the allegations against them. Liza Gardner filed her lawsuit against Combs and R&B singer Aaron Hall in November of 2023, alleging the two forced her to have sex with them against her will when she was 16 years old. She claims she met Combs and Hall at a Jodeci album release event in New York City. Combs allegedly invited Gardner and her friend to Hall's apartment for an after party, and it was there that Combs coerced her into having sex with him. In the suit, Gardner claims she was getting dressed after. Hall barged into the room, pinned her down, and allegedly forced her to have sex with him. The day after the assault, Gardner alleges that Combs came to her home and began assaulting and choking her to the point she passed out. On the same day Gardner's suit was filed, another suit was filed, this one by Joy Dickerson-Neal. In her suit, Dickerson-Neal says that she met Combs after she appeared in a music video with him while she was a student at Syracuse University. She claims she agreed to go out to dinner with the rapper and producer in January of '91. During their date, Dickerson-Neal alleges that Combs intentionally drugged her and sexually assaulted her and recorded the assault. She alleges days later a male friend revealed to her that he and other men had viewed the sex tape, which she says from that point her life went into a tailspin, and after returning to college she had to be admitted to the hospital for severe depression and suicidal ideation.
I think the music industry is one of the most corrupt industries on the planet. And I know somebody personally, and I'm not even going to go into details, that did one of the biggest hits of Biggie's career. And he told me when he sent the beat to Puffy, he just stole it from him. So just from the amount, how you doing business, you cannot do business that way and expect for you to continue to be successful, because eventually it will come back. So we always heard about, you know, from that standpoint of view, just doing people dirty, you know, just sneaking people for money, and every evil thing you can think of, they just, you know what I mean? So that's sad, because when you come from our background and we get into the music industry, for example, and they start becoming these CEOs, the first thing they start talking about, man, we're gonna do our own record company because we tired of the white man stealing from us, you know what I mean? And then you get these black CEOs, they come do the same exact thing to black artists. Yeah, so you keep seeing that cycle where you like, that's why the music industry, I always say, is one of the most corrupt industries on the planet, because, you know, everybody's out for themselves. You know what I mean? Everybody's out for themselves. So the same thing they complain that the white, you know, CEOs are doing, the black CEOs do it to the same thing to the artists, you know?
So when you see the situation that Diddy in right now, right, you not surprised?
It doesn't surprise me, yeah, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, we just always heard he was cutthroat. I'm surprised he survived that long. I used to say, well, you know, he you know, he probably rubbing shoulders with the people, those, you know, I don't get into that conspiracy, Illuminati and stuff like that where people start saying it, but I definitely believe that it's, in the music industry, there's some higher people that's very corrupt and evil. And I remember when we first, and I didn't really understand it, but when we first, like the time that I first met Pac, we was in a group called Dromacidal. We went from being Young Thugs to Dromacidal, then we became the Outlaws. And I remember when Pac was locked up and we would go visit him, and he was telling us that, because when we were Dromacidal, before the Outlaws, we had a quick record deal with Interscope Records. And I remember when Pac used to say stuff, he was like, I swear to God, he used to say, you know, you're gonna go meet this person at Interscope, and you know, they devils. I didn't really understand what he meant by that. He's like, but you know, you gotta play it right, and you know, they gonna give us a record deal, but they just straight devils, you know what I mean? So, and now I understand, these people cutthroat, you know what I mean? You don't see no CEO, if you look at any rap record, the CEOs from these rap records, they not part of our community, meaning that they come from a different background than us. Most of them are ran by certain individuals. And what happened is, they never give back to the community. You never heard of the CEO of Interscope Records, the CEO of Sony Records. These people making billions of dollars off of black music. You never heard them once say, let's open up a school in the black community. Let's give healthcare to the rappers. Let's go open up community centers for the black people. But they taking all this money. You understand? When an individual died, have you ever heard of a record company that paid for a funeral of a dead rapper? Besides Suge Knight, Suge paid, you know, when Pac put it in his will, he wanted to go cremate it. Suge paid $1 million to cremate him. But these people, so now when I think back and when Pac was calling them devils, it's like these people are really devils. They just out for money. They don't care who die in the process. They don't care what happens in the process. They don't care who lives are destroyed, as long as that money coming in.
Yeah, that's real talk, man. But for me, right, when I look at the situation, I look at it like karma. You know, he finally getting everything back that he got away with from back then, and you know.
Arrogance, you gotta humble yourself. You know what I mean? You gotta understand, like, you can't carry yourself with that arrogance as if you're untouchable, because the creator of the heavens and the earth can destroy you 1 second. And maybe he's saying that now. Sometimes people be thinking they're untouchable because they get away with certain things so much, and they get careless and they get arrogant. And I think that's what he's going through.
Sean Diddy Combs is in serious trouble again after CNN published Cassie's tape. It's been nothing but turmoil for the music entrepreneur. To make matters even more confusing, we now have more video and new cases demonstrating exactly how big a criminal he was, and still is. These court cases accuse Diddy of everything from financial wrongdoing to more intimate and terrifying crimes. The proof is jaw-dropping, and it's incredibly hard for even Diddy's most devoted admirers to defend him.
50 Cent has not been keeping quiet about all of the drama and accusations flying around about P. Diddy. In fact, his company, G-Unit, has produced a multi-part documentary which has just been sold to Netflix after a legit bidding war. I think the best part, however, is him sharing TMZ's cover story about this And the caption he wrote, TMZ used this fat boy picture of me because their documentary went to Tubi, LOL. It's okay, guys, we're all making great television. Mine just happens to be the best. Netflix wins the bidding war, but if more victims keep coming out, I'm gonna need to make more episodes. This is the post that 50 Cent came out with after P. Diddy's apology. He said, "This is not going to work. Who's advising him right now? SMH, bad move." He's also made a bit of a dig at Jay-Z. Jay in hibernation. He ain't coming outside till the with puffs blows over. No lunch, no brunch, no dinner, LOL. I'm all you got outside.
There were rumblings about Diddy's bad behavior for years. Simultaneous raids, a massive show of force.
I know what's gone on.
A stunning downfall.
50 Cent has been hyping up his Diddy documentary for months, and the project just landed a prestigious new home. Multiple sources familiar with the situation say 50's multi-part documentary about the SA suits against Diddy was purchased by Netflix. We're told there was a massive bidding war over the doc, which was produced through 50's G-Unit Film and Television Studios, with multiple networks and all of the streaming platforms attempting to land the series. Diddy was hit with another civil lawsuit Tuesday with model Crystal McKinney. She came forward with evidence after 2016 security footage of Diddy putting his paws on Cassie in a hotel hallway surfaced Friday. Cassie previously filed suit against Diddy and settled out of court 1 day later. Diddy at first called the suits a shakedown, but later apologized.
50 Cent like he finna make a whole documentary about P. Diddy. He gonna call it Diddy Do It.
Yo,
Did Diddy do it?
It's going platinum in the streets. Everybody gonna watch that. Everybody gotta watch that. That's why.
You think he gonna really do it?
I don't think he gonna really do it, but I think if it's a real shot that he gets access to the rights,
to the footage,
and he can get people to do the interviews, he's definitely doing it. That's a gold mine. You're gonna get at least 10 million viewers per episode with that.
And then might as well do it and get the money instead of letting, you feel me, the other side get the money.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
help the brother man, not the other man around this
go ahead and let him get it.
Yeah, we might be produced. No, I don't want to be involved in none of that freak ass.
I don't want to be involved in it. So if you're watching this and you are making a Diddy documentary, I need you to know that I do not want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Not in front of the camera, not behind the camera. No, not me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be on camera tearing another black man down like that. Because I was watching the TMZ one on Tubi, and it was just, they did him dirty. They did him just like R. Kelly. I'm like, oh man, these other folks will tear your ass down when they got the opportunity.
But this is the thing. I just want the testimony of the people. Like his old bodyguard, Eugene or whatever, has been talking. He talked about the time Diddy's arm was in a sling because he was beating on Kim, and then Kim stabbed him. His ex, Kim, says she stabbed him with a corkscrew.
Yeah.
And that's why his arm was in a sling. Okay. People had to know that, bro. They had if they heard that story, then they know he was abusing her, know that she fought back, stabbed him with a corkscrew. He ain't the only person he said he had heard that the one baby mama had ran from Diddy. He was beating on her so bad that she had to get underneath a car to escape.
Yeah, I seen that. You gotta think about it, bro. People used to get in fights in the neighborhood growing up, and everybody know who used to win or lose a fight, and everybody wasn't there. And that's just local shit. So imagine what the whole industry know. Diddy been whooping these hoes. I love everybody.
These have to know, bro. Ain't no way these don't know, bro. So, and you telling me he don't never discuss it? He been beating women up since 91. Ain't discussed it with no. He ain't with the no. He like, hey, I had to beat this up, man. She's talking crazy. He ain't said that to no.
Because men that hit women love to brag about it. I've been around some that be like, I had to slap out this earlier. You be like, oh shit, damn, he really be hitting women. And then you be like, all right, let me mind my business. Let me go mind my business.
I just want motherfuckers to be consistent. Because his motherfuckers out here attacking Diddy right now who got somebody in their camp slapping bitches.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's like
now to make, and then I don't like how they make it like Cassie just 100% victim. Her freaky ass participating in all these Jesus too. You don't gotta do nothing.
that was my thing, but this is the thing, you can't go there because one, they're gonna call you a victim blamer, you know what I mean? Because they don't believe two things can be true at once. They can't believe, Lewis, that you're able to see that Diddy is doing some awful shit and is making people do shit.
50 Cent has to be one of the biggest trolls of all time. So earlier today, TMZ announced that 50 Cent officially sold his documentary on Diddy. The documentary is called Diddy Do It, and it's sold to Netflix for a couple $1 million. By the way, this has to be one of the craziest titles he could have possibly picked. This is the cover art for the documentary. 50 also said if more victims come forward, he's definitely gonna release more episodes. Making a bag off of your op has to be some diabolical work. As of now, there is no release date, but I'm sure we'll hear about one soon. This is crazy, man. What y'all think about this?
If you believe Diddy's troubles are recent, you've got it all wrong. It emerges that even his notorious parties had a lot of trafficking going on behind the scenes. This isn't simply a fresh scandal, it's a deep-rooted problem that's been occurring for years.